Hey brother! Ben, when they first started advertising Moana, I was a little skeptical of Pua. He just seemed a little too cute, you know? Like, sometimes you want to be accidentally adorable. But that being said, it still bothers me that she didn't take Pua with her on her voyage. I mean, what good was Hei Hei? What good was he? I mean, he does nothing. Okay, he does catch the heart of the ocean right here, but I feel like the ocean could have done that too, and they basically wrote this in to justify his existence. What is the point of you? What do you, oh, don't get, This is what he does. Or does he? Could it be that Hei Hei actually saves Moana's life? Now, it might not seem that unusual that the animal companions of the tropical island-dwelling Moana are a pig and a rooster, and it's not. But I don't think it is any coincidence that these two animals in particular were chosen. This is because of one of the heavier artistic themes throughout the movie: tattoos. Now, when it comes to tattoos in Moana, most of the attention typically goes to Maui, just because, well, I mean, he has really cool magical tattoos that like tell his backstory and make fun of him and act as his subconscious. Yes, subconscious, that's actually what it says in this awesome Art of Moana book, and I love that they make that distinction, that the mini Maui is his subconscious, not his conscience. It's a small but important distinction that Maui isn't ignoring his conscience and just doing whatever he wants to do, that he actually does want to do the little things his mini Maui tattoo is suggesting, he's just too proud to admit it. And despite being magical, his tattoos actually differ from the other islanders' tattoos in a couple of significant ways. Artistically, Maui has a more Marquesian and Tahitian look to it, with the more curvy style of the tattoos, while the islanders have a more traditional Samoan aesthetic. Maui's also tell the story of his accomplishments: pulling up the sky, bringing people fire, creating wind, inventing coconuts. Yeah, it's possible he's making some of these up. Is it weird that I think it is more believable to have lassoed the sun than to invent coconuts? But maybe the main difference is how Maui gets his tattoos. His magically appear on his body instead of being painfully inked on. Now, I myself have never gotten a tattoo, unless you count that awesome year one video where I gave myself a beard tattoo with a Sharpie. Man, I look so good, but most people don't count that. But as I understand it, they are semi-painful to receive, but certainly not unbearable, and they do heal within a reasonable amount of time. But let me tell you, that is so not the case with the type of tattoos you see being applied at the beginning of Moana. This guy complaining right here, I think is well within his rights. Yeah, these are not nice sterile needles they're using to put these on. These would typically be, wait for it, sharpened boar's teeth. At least that's what it says on www.zealandtattoo.co.nz, and I mean, they seem pretty legit. But seriously, like, hey, would you mind if I stabbed you with a sharpened boar's tooth? No. Well, okay, hear me out. But no, I'm not just gonna stab you once. I'm actually gonna stab you like several thousand times and just barely skin deep. And it's gonna take days, by which I mean months, and like the risk of infection, it's like it's high. I mean, come on, this was inside of an animal's mouth for Maui's sake, right? Yeah, it was extremely painful, and healing is, and www.zealandtattoo.co.nz is not kidding here, 6 months to recover. Things like walking or sitting could become dangerous. Sitting, what I'm doing right now, could be dangerous because of the risk of infection, and like daily you'd have to be soaking in salt water just to get better. Makes you reconsider how manly Chief Tui is, am I right? I mean, this guy is covered in tattoos. And make no mistake, the manliness is a big part of it. Despite the extreme pain, you were expected to have these as a male islander. Even worse would be if you gave up halfway through, because of course you'd have the permanent marking that you gave up on your body forever. And where you got them on your body mattered as well, as different parts of the body meant different things. Going back to Chief Tui, he has them on his shoulders, belly button, torso, and legs. Unsurprisingly, the upper arms and shoulders represent strength, which I dare say he has in spades. The torso would be linked to a person's individualism, and the belly button one in particular may be representative of symbolically cutting the cord. But what does this have to do with Pua and Hei Hei, I hear you asking? Well, you may have noticed that despite like every everyone else having tattoos in the movie, Moana does not. And yet, in a weird way, she does via her animal sidekicks. The rooster and pig are actually a traditional set of tattoos put on, of all places, the top of your feet. And I highly recommend you Google this because there are some really cool ones out there. But you may notice that these don't share the same aesthetic as the Samoan all-black cool island pattern tattoos you see in Moana. That's because these are instead a traditional sailor tattoo meant to keep you from drowning. Obviously, right? I mean, what else would a pig and rooster mean? I agree, it's not obvious. I mean, these two animals can't even swim. So how did this superstition come to be? Well, one explanation, like I just said, is because those two animals can't swim. So in the event of a shipwreck, they would be the ones who wanted to get back to shore the fastest. Which, if you ask me, is pretty dumb reasoning. I think in the event of a shipwreck, everyone is like, oh my god, get me back to land right now. No one's like, hey, treading water's fun. More likely, the reason is because that on ships, pigs and chickens were often kept in wooden crates. So, in the event of a shipwreck, they would actually float and be some of the most likely creatures to survive. Obviously, it wasn't the wooden crates that were good luck, it was clearly the pig and the rooster. Although you have to admit, wooden crates make for a way less cool tattoo. In any case, I don't think it can be any coincidence that even though Hei Hei and Pua are both animals commonly found on islands, that they happen to be the two chosen as her sidekicks as she travels alone across the sea, where drowning is a very definite possibility. Even though Moana is actually friends with the ocean, so she probably can't drown, but whatever. And although neither of them literally save her life, this is a movie that rewards the rescue of animals, like baby Moana does when she saves the sea turtle. Similarly, Moana spares both Hei Hei and Pua's life at some point.
Should we maybe just cook him?
The Pua one actually isn't in the movie, but part of a cutscene where you see how Moana met Pua. Predictably, she rescues him. I mean, this is an island that eats pork. Pua was a runt who wouldn't eat. Moana was like, I'm gonna save him, and named him Pua and her pet.
That's good pork.
So even though she doesn't actually have them tattooed on her body and only one of them comes with her on her voyage, I think together they still symbolize this tradition and drive home why Moana is worthy. Also, fun fact, guess what tattoo represents the ocean in Samoan culture? A spiral. And Ben, hopefully that brings some clarity to Pua and Hei Hei and their important, if seemingly irrelevant, role in the plot of Moana. Ben, my question for you and everyone else is, do you have a tattoo and what is the meaning behind it for you? Let me know in the towel section down below. These socks are amazing! Guys, one of the things Ben and I have been discussing for a while and would love to start doing is traveling around to different movie premieres and setting up meet and greets with you guys. See the movie, hang out with you afterwards, and discuss it. But we don't know what cities we should go to, so we've put a link in the description, stagelink.com/SCB. Just give that a click, fill it out. It's like one question survey, and maybe we can start planning out some of these. As always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any future Moana action from us. If you want to see what Moana's spirit animal is, you can check out this video right here. And if you want to see more about why the ocean chose Moana, you can check out this video right here. But Ben, that's all I've got for you today, man. I will see you in another life, brother.